What if I told you the best part of Egypt isn't the pyramids? In part 2 of this 4-part Egypt series, we leave Cairo behind, take an overnight train to Luxor, chasing a completely different side of Egypt. Quiet mornings inside Karnak before the crowds, sunset at Luxor Temple when everything starts to glow. A side of Egypt that's slower, calmer, even a little luxurious. Come along as we explore the history behind these ancient places and experience them for ourselves. This is Luxor.
The remains of their architectural achievements still puzzle archaeology. Built indeed for the ages, some of the most ancient relics in the world.
About to load up for our sleeper train stay. Hey, there he is. What do you got?
I got a
nice room.
I got a little room.
Look at that.
It's a little musty in here.
Yeah?
Smells like old.
Wow, this is amazing. Everybody's very happy with their choices.
Oh yes, it's a little toy.
It's like 60 days in. Yeah, ready.
It's so good. What up, guys? Right. I gotta check out the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Early morning in the sleeper car. What up, guys? We are up. It's 5:30. I think everybody went out to sleep before, and our first spot we're hitting is Luxor. When we get in, we're doing Karnak today also, so it's gonna be a full day with lots of cool shit. It's gonna be good. No sleep. Some sleep. Good?
How was your sleep?
Oh, it was fantastic. I slept for like 2 hours, I think 3 hours.
That's it?
Yeah. And
Right out in Bushy Tail?
right out of the
Yeah,
kitchen. And then I ate probably a loaf worth of bread this morning.
Do you want mine?
No. And now we're just watching the scenery because we thought we heard somebody get hit by the train last night. Well, everybody else heard it, but me. Did you hear it?
I was sleeping. I slept 7 hours.
Do it again. So,
I heard the yell, but I didn't hear the thing. We cannot confirm.
can't confirm or deny that somebody died on our
Probably
train.
not the first time.
Yeah. If there's one word I could use to describe the second part of our Egypt tour, it would be laughter. Here we are, unslept, unwashed, hungry, culture shocked, trying to inhale the modernity of New Egypt while collapsing into the enormity of its history. The 10-hour train ride from Cairo to Luxor was the best and worst part of the trip. At this point, I felt like everyone was laughing at our collective misery and hunger, as the included breakfast was really just 3 different types of bread and coffee made with water from questionable sources. But through the sleeplessness grew a closeness made even easier by the fact that no one really complained at all. Today we have a big day. We're doing Karnak first, and then Luxor. And then I think we're gonna eat food at some point.
Hopefully.
And then so long day. I'm really looking forward to Karnak. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff to show everybody there, so I'm excited about that. And then Luxor, I'm hoping to
Yeah.
meet the gentleman that's... No. At Karnak, meet the gentleman that showed me around last time. Maybe we get some special access. I don't know.
You know he's gonna be there.
I don't know.
Just gonna see if he's there.
Gotta see.
Side quest.
So it's a good day, full stuff. We'll see what happens, and then tonight we get to stay at that hotel. We actually get to sleep in beds.
So, can you see the balloons on the other side, guys?
That one. Oh!
Arriving in Luxor after the chaos of Cairo, the horns, dust, and constant hum of 26 million people, feels like someone turned the volume down on the world. The air is softer here, wider. It actually lets you think. And if you're up early with the desert sun rising on the horizon and the hot air balloons drifting across the skyline, you catch the place in its purest form. 6 a.m, before the buses start coughing up tourists like us, it's quiet, at peace. And for a moment, you get to breathe. What do you think?
I'm glad to be back out again. This is amazing. This thing's pretty huge.
Yeah.
That whole complex we were looking at on the train.
What do you think about that sun hitting right behind?
I got a perfect picture.
Dude, it's nice, right? Yeah. Built upon the ancient city of Thebes, Luxor is a must-see. Split across the Nile, the eastern bank is known as the land of the living, home to the Karnak and Luxor temples, which are woven together by the Avenue of Sphinxes. Karnak Temple is believed to be one of the largest religious centers ever constructed. It's not really a temple. It's a sprawling complex where architecture, faith, and politics clash into one, defining ancient Egypt's rulers for generations. It took almost 3,000 years for this site to evolve, starting almost 2,000 years before Christ, all the way through to the Ptolemaic period, when the Macedonian Greeks followed Alexander the Great throughout the region.
During this time, they were worshipping Amun, yeah? That's why their names was merged with Amun. Like Amun-Hotep. Amun-Hotep the Fourth. He said, Amun is not the god anymore. No. He decided to change the cult, to change the belief. And he started worshipping different god. He started worshipping Aton, the power of the sun. If you remember in the Egyptian museum, we've seen this, the sun rays. He changed his name from Amun-Hotep. His name became Akhenaten. This is the one who married to Nefertiti, not Nefertari. Nefertari was the wife of Ramesses II. Now we talk about Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Akhenaten, to make sure that everyone will follow the new cult, he decided to shut all the chapels here. It was not a big temple like what we have now. He decided to shut everything. He even moved the capital somewhere else, to another city called Al-Minya, Tal al-Amarna. All the people follow him, started building temples there. But after he died, no one followed him. They wanted to come back again here. But how come? They were guilty? They got an idea. They decided to destroy the whole city of Aton and the temples, and they brought the stones from the holy parts and they used it to build here. That's why, if you look up there, we have writings inside. Can you see? How come we have something in the walls? Also, look to the left, another writing. That's all being taken from another place.
Karnak is literally older than what we think of as the British Empire. It lasted longer as a center of purpose than any European, Asian, or Arab structure. Today, it lies in a mixture of ruin and reconstruction, and it's just enormous. It was easy for me to be overwhelmed by the size of the features here during my first visit, but that feeling still hasn't gone away. Temples, chapels, pylons, courtyards cover anywhere from 200 to 247 acres. The Great Hypostyle Hall alone contains 134 massive columns, most of which were once painted in all sorts of beautiful colors, but lay as naked stone for the modern guests. Some of the walls still reveal detailed military reliefs. You'll find some honoring Ramses II, one of the longest ruling, most prolific pharaohs who ushered Egypt into a great global empire. I go into more detail on why Ramses II was so important during my video on the gem and why the empire struggled after his death. Hit the link in the description when you're done joining us on tour. Walking through this, it just really never ceases to amaze me. This is just mind-blowing, and definitely one of my favorite parts of Egypt. Karnak's one of my favorite temples. Hey, look, it's Jeff up north. Whoa, dude, what are you doing in Egypt?
What am I doing in Egypt? Wow. Always wanted to see it and had a chance to go.
There you go. What do you think of this spot?
It is unbelievable.
Look at that.
Just the colors.
Yeah.
On the top. It's. I can't imagine what it looked like originally.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just glad we are able to see even remnants of what it did look like.
Unlike so many unique, valuable landmarks throughout the ancient world, Karnak was never fully lost. Locals knew where to find ruins. It was known to medieval Arab scholars as Karnak, a place of kings and giants. European travelers in the 16th and 17th century called it the largest ruined structure ever witnessed. During antiquity, long before Arab scholars and European travelers came across Karnak, its parts were dismantled, the pieces used as building material elsewhere throughout the Nile Valley. But you can't be mad at the locals. They had no idea what they were using. Karnak wasn't destroyed by people. Earthquakes and other natural phenomena threw the columns into the dirt. The rebuilding of Karnak uses most of the original stone, but still, there is much missing. We may never know how enormous and impressive Karnak was in its heyday, but that doesn't take away from its breathtaking grandeur today. But then we come to the features that simply don't make sense. Come check out this little wall. But this thing, every time I've been here, has been like, it's just kind of such a mystery, this like cored out piece. It's all smooth. Yeah. It's really interesting. Every time I come here, I have to come over here and see this. It's tucked away and hidden. If you don't know where it's at, it'd be really hard to find. These cored out, drilled shaped holes are around 8 inches in diameter. Each is advanced. No one knows why, how, or when they were created. Mainstream Egyptologists believe they were created using bow drills with copper tubes and sand. Some experiments have semi-proven this theory, but not entirely. Definitely not as much as textbooks would have you believe. Aswan pink and black granite is not an easy stone to work with. Evidence within the holes themselves suggests advanced technologies as key for shaping something with such specificity and precision. Spiral striations, consistent diameters, feed rate markings, rotary style drilling with high torque. You have to know what you're doing to craft like this. And humans didn't know how to do this until very, very recently. Sir Flinders Petrie, one of the founders of Egyptology, said more than 100 years ago that the evidence within the holes shows a mechanical action of a kind that we cannot now reproduce. I know my previous videos have focused on the negatives of reconstruction at sites like this, but Karnak is one of the outliers. The complex is put together expertly, the process of rebuilding ongoing. It's so big and went through so many iterations in the ancient world, there's no way anyone could possibly know how to put it back together. It would be like ripping apart the Capitol, White House, Mall, and surrounding landmarks, throwing the pieces across DC, Virginia, and Maryland, then telling someone 2,000 years later to lay it out exactly how it was. Impossible. With so many pieces of Karnak scattered to the wind, it's the perfect place to let your imagination run wild. What were our ancestors doing here? What conversations were had? What decisions were made that changed the course of history? What people of importance once walked these temples, their names forever forgotten to history?
This is how much they're gonna work through. They take everything that was collapsed. They're supposed to categorize it where they got it. Then they try to lay it all together and bring it out to a place like this, piece it together, and then they'll move it back in once they've figured out how it all fits together. And if there's stuff missing, then that's where they start using the concrete stuff that you see inside.
So many humans are designed to desire power, status, and control over the rest. But in the end, almost all of them are lost to dust. Their works disappeared into dirt as their names are eradicated by time. It can make you feel small, maybe redundant. But rather than feeling fear of being forgotten, Karnak should give you a newfound sense of power, freedom, purpose to live in the moment. And remember that life isn't about legacy. It's about how you choose to spend your time and who you spend it with.
This is about sugar oxidization, we call it. So we have fair brown or dark brown color. For example, I make you an example for the cream color. You can still see the horizontal and vertical lines in cream color, but brown sheets, because it's darker, you have to put the sheet of paper under source of light to see the pattern shape of making or the fabrication of papyrus, like this, for example. Is for my baby, and the bracelet taken or originates from a name of a god, Horus. Horus God. This is the earliest calendar in history, and papyrus is a paper.
After our awe-inspiring yet somewhat existential experience at Karnak, we took a pit stop at a local gallery to learn the art of papyrus making before heading to our new home for the next 2 days. The real bed was calling my name. A shower was only minutes away. Did someone say burger? The day is far from over, but thankfully, our benevolent overlord of an itinerary granted us a few hours to rest. Oh wait, did I make the schedule? Either way, this hotel felt like a pause in the go, go, go rhythm of travel. A necessary downtime to keep the mind and body from throwing in the towel and to keep the experience enjoyable.
We are here at Karnak now. We did, no. This is not Karnak. We are at Luxor. It's been a long day. We had the sleeper train last night, so the group's all right here, getting a bunch of info, and everybody's having a great time. It's been long days, and we've been packing it in, but totally worth it. Some of us are going on very little sleep, so I know some of the people are going to be catching up on that, but more than half of the group is doing hot air balloons in the morning. Which take off at 4 a.m. That means we got like a earlier than that wake up. So, but we're gonna be here, I think long enough to watch the sunset, which is gonna be cool.
Luxor Temple, also on the east bank of the Nile, is believed to have been built around 1400 BC during the reign of Amenhotep III in honor of Amun-Ra, king of the ancient Egyptian gods, a time known as the New Kingdom. Tutankhamun, Horemheb, Ramses II, Alexander the Great all added their unique flair to the site, expanding and redeveloping, much like Karnak. Ongoing discoveries throughout the area keep revising the timeline of each habitation phase of construction. From Christian to Coptic churches, mosques, and more, Luxor Temple boasts a diverse history, some of which we don't see elsewhere in ancient Egypt.
I think it's really interesting the different styles here. As we've been walking through Luxor Temple, everybody's been pointing out all sorts of little things, but right outside where we're at right now, the columns, very looking, like our guide said, Ahmed, Hellenistic. And then there's a dome right out the outside of the temple here too, which we don't see very often either. And then a lot of different styles of statues or carvings and things here really kind of stand out from the other sites, which is cool.
Its ancient name, Ibit Reset, or the Southern Sanctuary, dedicated to royal renewal and the divinity of living kings. built on sacred grounds out of Nubian sandstone, quarried and transported through the Nile. Though it differs enormously from Karnak, the complex aligns symbolically following the avenue of Sphinxes. Pylons, courtyards, colonnades, a hypostyle hall, and sanctuaries make up the grounds. The stonework covered in hieroglyphs and reliefs of rituals, royals, religiosity, depicting wars, practices, things we still don't understand but hide in plain sight. For centuries, it slept, buried beneath sand, streets, and makeshift temporary structures. And now, after 150 years of excavation, it stands open for visitors day and night. As the sun dipped behind the columns and the lights illuminated this ancient site, the mystery of the place shifted into something almost mystical. For a moment, I half expected an ancient Egyptian ritual to start around me. Time travel and ceremonial extras weren't on the tour menu, unfortunately. But you don't need a guide to imagine what this temple must have felt like under the stars thousands of years ago. If you're into floating above the ground in a papier-mâché basket attached to a giant piece of cloth heated by flames, you can do no better than a hot air balloon ride across Luxor and the surrounding region. I didn't make the trip as I was completely beat from the sleeplessness of the train ride, but just look at the expression on all my friends' faces. Thank you so much for coming along on our adventure. We hope you enjoy the channel, our content, and more than anything else, you're inspired to get out, see the world for yourself, when and where you can. If you want to help us grow and keep making more travel content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more ancient mysteries and adventure travel. Join us on an adventure this November 2026. Luke Caverns, Will from Incredible History, and myself will be leading an unforgettable Greece tour this year. We'll be exploring the cradle of Western civilization together. Acropolis, Delphi, Mycenae, and more. If you've ever wanted to experience ancient Greece with great guides, this is going to be special. You can find all the links and details in the video description. Also, my new book, Lost Then Found, will be available here in the coming weeks. It's my raw story of travel, healing, and self-discovery. I wrote this book with the hopes of inspiring others to know it is never too late to pursue your dreams. You can never sink too low that you can't turn it all around and live an amazing life. When it's available, I'll be posting links on socials, so make sure you're following me there. I hope you've marked your calendars for the Quest for Ancient Civilizations conferences this year. Sedona, Arizona conference is in May, and the Austin, Texas conference is in October. These events are a ton of fun and your opportunity to meet your favorite creators and explorers in person and connect with this amazing community. I hope to see you there and shake your hand. Links are below. Huge shout out to our channel members and supporters. If you'd like to join and get access to even more content, early access, exclusive content, and member-only perks, consider joining as a channel member or Patreon supporter as we grow and develop this side of the channel. Every bit helps keep these adventures going. Remember, you can join us every week at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on our secondary channel, Wandering Wolf Live, with incredible guests, interesting topics, and more. Head over and check it out. Thank you so much for watching and supporting.